Hello and welcome to this Ranger Tips video where I'll be talking about step counting. Even though I call this series Ranger Tips, I believe that players of all levels can benefit, so whatever difficulty you play at, I hope this helps. Maybe it'll even encourage you to play Ranger. Step counting is a way of knowing, without using markers or binoculars, what distance you've moved based on how many steps you've taken. Let me show you, in a relatively flat area, using a marker, how many steps it takes to walk 100 meters. To keep things simple, I actually count every double step, by which I mean every other step. You might think of it as every left step or every right step. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 40. So it took 40 double steps to walk 100 meters. That means 10 double steps walking is 25 meters. We can repeat this for each movement type and find, from the fastest to the slowest movement types, how many double steps it takes to travel 100 meters, and how many meters 10 double steps is equal to. So here's a table showing you how many double steps it takes to travel 100 meters for each movement type. And this table shows you how far you travel for 10 double steps in each movement type. Now, I've rounded some values to keep the numbers a bit simpler, but you can verify these for yourself. It's quite easy to do. So that's step counting. When is it useful? You could use it when you have a rough idea of where a herd is, but you haven't spotted it yet. You're moving towards it, and you want to know how much closer you are to it. Combine that with the knowledge of the distances at which herds spook for each movement type, and you can get better at approaching herds without spooking them. And this is a very common situation, because typically you hear an audio clue, and either because of foliage or land, you don't have a clear line of sight to the herd, so you have to approach them cautiously. Maybe you've dropped an animal at a certain distance, you know what direction it's in, and you want to find it without using markers. You can use it to know if you are in calling distance. If you hear an animal call, on Ranger, it will be at most 340 meters away. That means that if you approach 90 meters, assuming that the animal hasn't moved away from you, you can be sure that the animal is going to be in calling range, which is 250 meters. Maybe you've just spooked a herd. After spooking an animal, they can run anywhere between 200 and 500 meters away, and most of the time, for animals at tier 4 or above, I find that they end up about 300 to 400 meters away. This means I can safely walk at least 100 meters in their direction without spooking them, as the closest I'll be is 200 meters, which is only the alert distance for some animals. So that's step counting in a nutshell. Maybe that's useful for you, maybe not. In any case, see you next time.